Hello, good morning, children. This is MD Ramjan. Today I am going to teach 10th class English. That is from 5th unit C reading. Poem. This is poem name is Abandoned. Abandoned means left. Left somebody or something forever. That is called abandoned. It is a poem. A poem. This is a poem written by who is that? Dr. Suraya Nasim. This is Suraya Nasim. The poetry. This poetry is a very extraordinary way. She writes straight from the heart, and it has no fixed pattern in this poem. And actually, the poem, it should have some system of writing, some what you call that related to that poetry style. It doesn't follow any particular rule of poetry, and the poems come as a flow. Her poems are simple and easy to read, and hopefully easy to understand. That her poems are easy to understand. English was one of the favorite subjects in school along with science for her. And the prescriptions she writes are from the brain, but the poems she writes are definitely from her heart. It is a nice comparison because being a doctor, here a statement is given here. She writes the prescriptions she writes are from the brain. As a doctor, she writes prescription, but the poems she writes are definitely from the her heart. And her poems were nominated for the Booker Award in 2013 also. This was a great poetry she presented, Nasim. Okay, children, let us see that abandoned means already meaning I have given you. Once again, you see that left something or somebody forever. So before going to read this poem, you children, you have to know that how the society circumstances are there. Already we have come to learn A and B lesson from this unit are related to the social issues, isn't it? So here this poem also related to an social issue. That is why this was declared, this unit name is declared social issues. So in the social issues, generally what we see in the society, that is given to you. And what generally are given to you here, people those suffer, and children those suffer, and small newly born babies that were taken and they were left somewhere. This kind of situations we are going to see somewhere in this country, in this society. So that was a bad, unfortunate situation we are going to see in our country. So you see that Abandoned is a poem. Now we are going to know Nasim she has written. I am going to read it out. All of you get ready. Abandoned to the garbage bin, with mosquitoes and insects, eating its tiny fingers away. Little baby crying for help as the foul smells comes into play, irradiating from disposed bacteria. Unheard shrieks of the baby's hysteria die in eerie silence of the night. An outcast of destiny, its labored breath racing in quick gasps, forced lonely like a crab, with cyanosed lips, sea blue nose and fingertips, its tattered and torn dirty wrap, make it shiver in freezing grasp. I'm going to stop here. Next stanza, let us see that here. So in this poem, what we came to know that a baby who was born, that baby was left somewhere in the dustbin. You see that we see this news somewhere in the newspapers and in TV channels also, electronic media we see somewhere sometimes. So we are abandoned to the garbage bin with mosquitoes and insects. Eating its tiny fingers away. Eating its tiny fingers. Its tiny fingers means that baby's tiny, very small fingers. Who are eating here? Insects are eating there, mosquitoes are eating, and that baby was abandoned to the garbage. See that garbage bin. As the foul smells comes into play, very bad smell comes here when we see that into play, and irradiating from disposed bacteria. Radiation opposite word is irradiating from disposed bacteria, and unheard shrieks of the baby's hysteria. That baby was crying in hysteria. In hysteria means uncontrolled, what do you call that, excitement. That is called hysteria. Uncontrolled excitement that it is. That baby was crying a lot. Why that baby was crying? Because insects and mosquitoes are biting. Due to this, that baby was crying a lot, like a hysteria. She was or he was crying. Die in eerie silence of the night, and that it was the silence of the night. Eerie given to eerie meaning is it is causing a feeling of a mystery. That baby doesn't know that mystery, and that is why hysteria die in eerie silence of the night. That sound, the baby was crying. It was controlled. It was nobody hearing that, nobody listening that. So, an outcast of destiny, outcast of the destiny. It is a person who has rejected by the society. It was called outcasted. Outcast of destiny. It's a labored breath, and the baby trying to take the breath and racing in quick gasps. And what is the racing here? So that forced to lonely like a crab. Crab means here a solid thing, that it is a crab. Already meaning is given to you that it is solid wastage thing. Crab, like crab here. And with cyanosed lips, cyanosed, not cyanosed, it's cyanosed, a deep greenish blue colored, a deep blue colored, that is greenish blue colored. Cyanosed lips sea blue, rose and fingertips. Then it's tattered and torn, dirty or wrap, and the baby was wrapped. W is silent, wrapped, rounded and moved round and round. It was that it is called the wrapped, dirty clothes were there. It's tattered and torn, dirty wrap, make it shiver in a freezing grasp. Then a filthy black cat edges on to the hold bin, searching for easy rats. Then and finds its food, tearing at the baby's air with their sharp teeth, gnawing at its ears to complete their feed. As the cat jumps in with a screeching meow, the rats let loose a clicking squeak. A bloody chaos ensures the only sin of the infant being born. So, what is the crime that baby did here? Being born only, getting the birth only, that it is a crime. You see that I repeat that here. So that the baby's nose are in blue sea color here, sea blue color here, and it's a tattered, torn, dirty wrap is in, make it to shiver in a freezing grasp here. A filthy black cat. At the same time, a cat was running. What for here? For the rats, those are running from the dustbin to the outside. They are playing the game, cat and the rats. Searching for easy rats, that are lazy rats, and finds its food also. And that cat is going to find out its food by hunting the rats. They are playing the game in dustbin. You can see that, you can imagine this picture which is given to you. A baby is abandoned in the dustbin. There is a hole down to this dustbin. A rat and some other animals are there here, creatures are there, and rats are running through the hole, and cat is going to jump into the dustbin. This is the scene given to you. So by seeing this, what we can understand, that baby is crying there. Tearing at the baby's hair, that rats are going to tear the baby's hair with their sharp teeth. Gnawing at its ears, G is silent, gnawing, G is silent. That is biting steadily at something there, steadily biting there. Gnawing at its ears to complete their feed. Rats are going to eat the ears of that baby, newborn baby. And as the cat jumps in with a screeching meow, the rats let loose a clicking squeak. Rats sound, that is a meaning, that is a sound is a squeak. Rats sound, that is a bloody chaos ensures. Chaos, it's a meaning. You see that bloody chaos ensures the only sin of the infant being born. So what the mistake they did here, that baby was done here, being born only, it was the mistake she did here. Coming into this society only, it is a crime. That is the infant did here, sin of the infant done. So this is a bad situation of the society, and now and there, here and there, we are going to see that small baby, newly born babies were thrown into the dustbin because of some reasons, and something is there. And parents, why they do, we do not know. What was the reason, we don't know. Maybe economical, financial, and some other reasons, maybe that very poor, maybe that. So children, this is the poem. I am going to read it out once again. Let us see that. abandoned to the garbage bin, with the mosquitoes and insects eating its tiny fingers away. Little baby crying for help as a soul smells comes into play, irradiating from disposed bacteria. Unheard shrieks of the baby's hysteria die in eerie silence of the night. An outcast of destiny, its labored breath rising in quick gasps, forced lonely like a crab. With closed lips, see blue nose and fingertips, its tattered and torn dirty wrap make it shiver in freezing grasp. A filthy black cat edges on to the holed pin, searching for easy rats and finds its food. Next, you see that tearing at the babe's air with their sharp teeth gnawing at its ears to complete their feed as the cat jumps in with a screeching meow. The rats let loose a clicking squeak as a bloody canvas ensures the only sin of the infant being born. This is a poem, children. All of you read the poem, going to read out the meanings once again. Say that abandoned means left something or somebody forever. That is irradiating means sending a rays of light upon, irradiating. Then shriek means a short, loud, high cry. Hysteria, uncontrolled excitement. That it is hysteria, we cannot control it. And eerie, causing a feeling of mystery. Destiny, power believed to control events. Crap, solid waste. Kionost, CY, sound is kionost, a deep greenish blue colored. Gnawing, G is silent here, not gnawing, here gnawing, biting steadily at something. So this is the poem, children. Let us see for this lesson grammar part in the next video.